In a world where celebrity news often feels bigger than actual world news, one story has completely taken over headlines, timelines, and every group chat you've probably muted by now. Taylor Swift, global pop icon, queen of Easter eggs, and breaker of music records, and Travis Kelce, NFL superstar, Super Bowl champion, and self-proclaimed smooth operator, are officially engaged. Now, in case you've been living under a rock, or worse, only watching C-SPAN, this engagement is not just a romance, it's practically a cultural movement. The Swift-Kelce love story has transcended music charts and sports stadiums to become something far bigger. It's a unifying obsession. And naturally, with an engagement this massive, people are already wondering, what will the wedding look like? Who will attend? Will the Eras Tour get a wedding era? And most importantly, can regular fans somehow be part of it? Well, some fans and even public figures have a bold idea. Forget the quiet, behind-closed-doors celebrity wedding. They want Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce to host the most public, extravagant wedding America has ever seen, at Kansas City's iconic Arrowhead Stadium. Yes, that's right, the very home of the Chiefs, where Kelce became a football legend and where Swifties became accidental football analysts last season. The idea, pitched by comedian Bert Kreischer and former NFL player Adam "Pac-Man" Jones, is simple but grand. Turn the wedding into America's royal wedding, echoing the iconic global spectacle of Princess Diana and Prince Charles's 1981 ceremony. Millions tuned in back then, and millions, if not billions, would certainly tune in now. Only this time, instead of it being just a regal affair, the profits and proceeds from tickets, merchandise, and sponsorships could go toward cancer research or charities like St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Imagine that, fans getting the wedding of the century and the world benefiting from life-saving funding. It's an idea so crazy that it just might work, except for one tiny detail. Taylor and Travis? They'd prefer something small and private. But let's not rush there yet. Let's first sit with the spectacle of this suggestion. Picture it, Arrowhead Stadium dressed not in red and gold, but in white and silver. Thousands of fans filling the stands, not with foam fingers, but with bouquets. The halftime show. A mashup of Taylor's greatest love songs, performed live, perhaps with Travis himself attempting backup vocals. The broadcast rights alone would make networks fight like gladiators. And of course, the reception could feature the kind of playlist only Taylor Swift could curate, from Love Story to You Belong With Me, and maybe a brand new wedding anthem written just for the occasion. And while all this sounds like the script of a romantic comedy directed by Nora Ephron and sponsored by ESPN, the charitable angle cannot be ignored. We live in an age where celebrity events often double as philanthropic engines. Think of massive benefit concerts, telethons, even live-streamed charity events where gamers raise millions in hours. Why not a wedding that cures cancer while breaking viewership records? The thought alone makes the whole idea less ridiculous and more revolutionary. But then reality sets in. Taylor Swift, for all her love for her fans, is also fiercely protective of her personal life. And Travis Kelce, for all his public charisma, has also hinted many times that he values a sense of normalcy behind the spotlight. Reports suggest that their wedding plans are leaning towards something intimate, close family, trusted friends, and as few paparazzi drones overhead as possible. In other words, it won't be happening at Arrowhead Stadium with 80,000 screaming Swifties singing Enchanted on the Jumbotron. And this tension, between public desire and private boundaries, is at the heart of the story. Fans want access. They want to feel part of the fairy tale they've watched unfold on stage, on the field, and on TikTok edits with sparkly text. But the couple wants something quieter, something theirs. It's the eternal battle of celebrity culture. Where does the line between public figure and private human actually sit? Now, let's not pretend fans' imaginations haven't gone wild. Some have already photoshopped mock wedding invitations that look like Eras Tour tickets. Others have designed fantasy seating charts where Beyoncé, Ed Sheeran, and Patrick Mahomes all share a table. And of course, there are endless jokes about how Travis better be ready for a 10-minute breakup ballad if things ever go south. The internet doesn't wait, it creates. But beyond the memes lies a bigger question: are we as a society too obsessed with making celebrities' personal lives into public entertainment? Or is this just the modern form of storytelling, where instead of kings and queens, we watch the romances of pop stars and athletes unfold like real-life fairy tales? There's no denying that if Taylor and Travis did open up their wedding to the public, it would become one of the most watched events in history. It would rival Super Bowls, it would eclipse Grammys, it might even rival coronations. The combined star power of Swift and Kelce isn't just addition, it's multiplication. She brings the music world, he brings the sports world, and together, they bring the entire internet. And with that comes the power to make actual change, the kind of change Bert Kreischer hinted at when he suggested using the event for cancer research. But here's where things get tricky. Celebrity philanthropy works best when it comes from the celebrity's choice, not public pressure. Forcing a couple to trade their dream of an intimate ceremony for a stadium wedding might look good on paper, but it risks turning a deeply personal milestone into a spectacle. And let's be honest, when weddings get too big, they stop feeling like weddings and start feeling like award shows, with the added awkwardness of exes, tabloids, and at least one drunk uncle who says the wrong thing into a microphone. So maybe the real story here isn't about whether Taylor and Travis will get married at Arrowhead, but about what this idea represents. It shows just how much people want to be part of joy in a world that often feels short on it. It shows how hungry fans are for a collective moment, something to celebrate together, not argue about. And it shows how celebrity culture has evolved from red carpets and gossip columns into full-blown, society-shaping events. Think about it, 50 years from now, historians might look back and study the Swift-Kelce era, the same way we now study the Beatles or Princess Diana. They'll write about the concerts that broke economies, the football games that suddenly became pop concerts, and yes, the wedding that might have been. Whether it happens in a cathedral, a backyard, or a stadium, the fact remains, this couple symbolizes something bigger than themselves. They symbolize unity, hope, and the blending of worlds that once seemed separate. And so we end with a paradox. On one hand, the idea of America's royal wedding at Arrowhead Stadium is a cultural dream, one that could raise millions for charity and give fans a once-in-a-lifetime moment. On the other hand, the reality is that Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce deserve the same right to privacy and intimacy as anyone else. Whether their wedding has 20 guests or 20 million live-stream viewers, the choice should be theirs. But maybe that's the beauty of this whole conversation. It's not really about where or how they get married. It's about the fact that in a divided world, people from all walks of life are pausing to celebrate love. And if that's not worth talking about, what is? So now, let me ask you, if you had the choice, would you rather see Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce tie the knot in a private, intimate ceremony, or would you buy a ticket to Arrowhead Stadium for the biggest wedding in modern history if it meant raising millions for cancer research? Because at the end of the day, this isn't just about two people. It's about us, the fans, the culture, and what we value more, privacy or participation.